boys in the trees. Oh, you know what this means. Oh, come on, let's climb up everything. Trees in the park, oh, it'll just be the start. Oh, come on, let's climb up everything. Come to the park and climb the trees, where you will hear our sound. Creating songs and climbing trees is what we're all about. For normal boys creating songs, Mel the producer. So come along, join in the song. We are boys in the trees. So come along, join in the song. We are boys in the trees.
We definitely peaked.
We peaked a lot there.
I love it. I love it.
Well, when I was a kid, I used to climb trees all the time, and when we eventually got to the park, I just saw this one, and I was like, man, that tree looks fun to climb. Like, it'll be grouse if I climb that. And so I just ran to it, jumped on it, and before I knew it, just all these guys just on the tree with me, and I was like, well, this is cool.
I mean, it was always a dream of mine to, you know, be in a band. I never thought the opportunity would arise, but I remember it quite clearly. We were all kind of just in the tree, and I stopped and said to myself, oh, we kind of look like we're posing for like a boy band photo shoot. And then we started coming up with a bunch of, you know, silly, dumb names about what our band would be, and I just said, oh, we're the boys in the trees, and yeah.
It was pretty interesting, because the idea of being in a boy band was something that was always in my mind, and when we were in the tree, all the pieces just came together. We had 4 of us in a tree, posing, there was a camera there, took the photo. All the pieces just came together, and it was just the making of something I think was really beautiful.
Well, I managed to take the boys on a walk to the park one day, and as we were walking around, we done our lap of the park, and Junior ran off, as he often does, and up to the tree, and we all kind of just gathered around that. A few of us decided to jump in as well, and we just knew it was something really special that we should keep up. And Caleb floated around the idea of us being boys in the trees, and it just stuck.
To be honest, I think my personal highlight is just every time we step into the recording studio, because we just have so much fun just singing out these songs we're just so passionate about. And when we step into that recording and start singing, we stop becoming these kids that are just at uni, and we start to become the boys in the trees.
Or kid and young adults. My favourite part of being in the band has been being the photographer and taking some photos in our first photo shoot and being some of the talent in the photo shoot. We got a lot of gold out of that first photo shoot. If you just want to look up Boys in the Trees photo albums on Facebook, I think you'll find a lot of gold, and you really start to understand what the Boys in the Trees is really all about.
My favourite part about Boys in the Trees is going to lunch, and then when they finally let me out of the studio and I can go home and see my family.
I'd say that my favourite part of the band, of being Boys in the Trees, is honestly just spending time together with the rest of the band in said tree. You know, it's just
And cutting people off.
And cutting people off. good downtime. It's just good time to collect oneself and be with the fellow boys in the trees and just kind of let it all sink in that we are the boys in the trees. Like little moments like that really make it worth it.
Yeah, I still remember my first time. Climbing that tree, it was wonderful. It was like an experience I had never had before. Climbing that tree. The boys were in there already, all except for Caleb, so 2 of them really. And I just thought, may as well climb up. So I did, and there I was, a boy in the tree.
Climbing in that first tree for the first time, it was just a really surreal moment, and I just couldn't describe it. Like, I just looked out at the world and out at the park, and just everything just felt different, but in a good way. And I just felt right when I climbed in that tree. And eventually, the boys in the trees climbed it with me, and together we just became one of the greatest friendship groups I've ever known.
For me personally, climbing in that tree was quite an emotional experience, in that I'm a very tall person in general, so I get to look over a lot of areas and see things from a great height. But climbing that tree and just looking over everything, it was quite the experience. It was something new. I'd literally reached new heights. I felt like I was really where I meant to be and I belonged.
I still remember the first time I climbed that tree. Obviously I don't have quite as much finesse as the other boys, but I did manage to get up there. And let me tell you, once you're up there, it's just this magical experience. And it's quite unlike anything else I'd ever had before in my life, and I was just blown away by what I was looking at. But yeah, forever be in my at least top 3 best moments in life.
So, how did you discover the band?
Alright, so it would have been probably a Sunday afternoon. I was walking down in a park and I was inspired to look for a new tune. And then I saw these bunch of people hanging on a tree just rhyming along with each other, and I thought I'd come over and check out what it is, and this is where I discovered it.
How's the band affect my personal life? It's actually affected me in quite a drastic way. I mean, I've kind of changed my ways to better fit my role in the band. I often spend a lot of time in the woods, just go to forests, and that's just something that happens, like being with the boys in the trees. I just want to be around trees, and obviously, I get recognised in public, which, it's nice. I like to, take photos with fans and stuff like that, but all in all, I don't really have anything negative to say. I feel like it's only doing good things to me. So, keep it coming.
Well, really, the band has just taken my life over by storm. When I started and nobody knew me, I just walked past the street normally and I could live an everyday life. But now, it's like everyone just attacks me for an autograph or just a selfie. So I can't walk 10 feet without being stopped about 7 times. So yeah, it's pretty drastic change, and some parts I do like, but other parts I wish it'd be like, can I just be by myself for a little bit? But yeah, I wouldn't say it's too bad.
How does the band affect my personal life? Well, I guess it would be nice to see my family. It's been a while since that's happened.
Oh, well, it's just always a bit intense. I never used to be the center of attention, and now it just feels like I'm always the center of attention. And it's not even my doing. People just keep talking to me about boys in the trees. Being the center of attention all the time can just be really exhausting being the center of attention. It's not often that I'm not the center of attention. I found when I walk into a room, I'm often, the person everyone wants to talk to, because, when you're the center of attention, who else are they going to talk to? It's tiring, but someone's going to do it, so may as well be the center of attention.
It's a little annoying when you're just, at the shops, trying to buy some milk. And suddenly a whole bunch of fans come up, screaming for you. I'm not quite suited for this kind of, super popular rock star kind of life, Sometimes I wish, I could just be myself and not be recognized in the street.
Do you see the band going anywhere special?
Absolutely. I think they work really well as a team. They all have their individual role to bring to the group. They have a really great tune. They have a different sort of style which communicates with different target audiences. I mean, the Backstreet Boys, they definitely have everything that it takes in order to be extremely successful.
We're talking about the boys in the trees.
Come again?
The boys in the trees?
Boys in the Trees?
Yeah, that's what the documentary is about.
Who's that?
Okay, where do I see the boys in the trees going? To be honest, I see them going only up. Like, honestly, don't ever think we'll split up. I think we'll stay together for eternity, even like past our deaths. To be honest, I think even if the Boys in the Trees popularity, just the band not selling anything anymore, just doing anything, to be honest, I believe that even if the band just isn't doing much anymore, that we'll stick together still as a coherent group of friends. Yeah, I think I will always be a boy in the tree, and so will my band members. We will always stick together and never split up.
The future. Obviously, I'm very hopeful for the future. I hope that we, stick together and, keep climbing up the ladder and make it up there with the greats. But, obviously not a lot of bands make it. Some of them have a one-time hit and then that's pretty much it. But, I'm very passionate about the band and I feel like the other members are too. So I feel like if our heart and soul's in it, we can accomplish anything, and that's what I'm hoping for.
What do I think about the future of the band? If I'll be completely honest with you, I love the band as it is right now. The Boys in the Trees, I love everything about it, but I just don't see us going anywhere. We're not even that good at making music, and, I've got other ambitions in life. I've got stuff I want to do before I die, and I just don't think I can be a boy in the tree forever. As much as it hurts to say that, it's true. Like, I'll always have a strong connection to the tree and the other boys, but I just don't see myself doing this forever.
Where do I think the Boys in the Trees are going? Well, it's been a long journey. We've shared a few meals together. We've established the bond. The bond's not going anywhere. We might. But I know that no matter what happens, our legacy is here to stay.